Be more than a pretty face. Looks will get you attention, but they won't keep you in a room. Beauty might open a door, but it's your value, your character, your discipline, and your mindset that keeps that door from closing. Too many people build their whole identity around how they look, the selfies, the compliments, the validation, but the truth is beauty fades. And if your only power is in your face, what happens when the world stops clapping? Be the woman who's beautiful and brilliant, pretty and purposeful, attractive and anointed. Because when your mind, your spirit, and your work ethic match your looks, that's unstoppable. Listen, let's be for real. Being a pretty face might attract a man, but being a woman of wisdom, vision, and character is what keeps the right man. A king doesn't just want a trophy. He wants a partner who he can build with, pray with him, and elevate with him. So yes, embrace your beauty, but don't just stop there, because you were never called to just be seen. You were called to be impactful. So be more than a pretty face. Be a force. Be a woman the world cannot forget when you leave the room.
You ever notice how people love you the most when you're not a threat? When you're struggling, everyone's supportive. They check in, they listen, they feel good being needed. But the second you start winning, the energy shifts. Now they're busy. Now they forgot. Now they watch your stories, but they don't clap anymore. And here's the truth. Success doesn't change who you are. It changes who they can pretend to be around you. Because as long as you were down, they could feel above you. The moment you rise, it forces them to look at what they're not doing. That's why people switch up. Not because you became different, but because your growth exposed their comfort. And that's the sad part about leveling up. You don't just lose people when you fail. You lose people when you win. Jealous women never attack down. They only attack up. That's why their energy never makes sense, because it was never about you personally. It's about the level that you're operating at. A woman who's secure in herself won't come for you. A woman who's happy with her own life won't nitpick yours. A woman who's growing won't tear down another woman who's also growing. But a jealous woman, she only aims upward toward the woman who triggers that part of herself that she's been avoiding. And when you set boundaries, she will take it personally. When you level up, she gets defensive. When you walk in confident, she suddenly feels so small. Not because you belittled her, but because your presence exposes everything that she hasn't done. And jealous women, they create stories about you, so they don't have to face the truth about themselves. They will convince themselves that, oh, you changed, because accepting that you evolved and they didn't, it's too painful. And they'll try to compete with you, copy you, criticize you, anything, just to avoid looking at their own lack of growth. And here's the thing, you're not intimidating, you're just a mirror. And mirrors makes people not proud of what they see. A woman doing the inner work will never come for you. She'll understand you. A woman who's building her own life will never attack you. She will respect you. Only the ones who stayed stagnant will feel threatened by your movement. So don't take jealous women personally. They're not actually attacking you. They're reacting to the gap between who they are and who they wish that they were.